We've kept it pretty tame here on Morning Offering with Ron and Dave. And Pat.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's time to stir it up because it's time for What's on the Mind of one Matthew Archbold. Good morning, Matthew. Again, we take as our fodder for this conversation all the information from Matthew's website, creativeminorityReport.com. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
So we are expecting here in my little town of Eagleville, Pennsylvania, over the weekend we are expecting something like 16 inches of
Oh,
snow.
my.
16.
16.
inches.
Geez.
Oh, my goodness.
We're like a third of that, maybe.
Yeah.
Aren't we like 6 or something?
Yeah,
They
something
said
like
this
that.
morning. Yeah. Woo.
So I keep calling my son at college saying, hey, I'm a little worried about you. Maybe you should come home. I'd hate to think you were abandoned there.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Dad, you just want me to shovel you out.
Smart kid.
That's right. He's on to you. Yeah.
Right.
Matthew, I
was
do
like,
want to
we got a full refrigerator over here, son. Like,
I do want to say this real quickly. When you start off your segment with saying we're expecting on a day when, I'm saying
Another
that might have
child?
been a different conversation altogether.
I apologize for my word choice.
Pat Odie Murray said right before we went on into break, we should be celebrating those who announced that they're pregnant. And then you come in and say, we're expecting. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Right now, our parish is having a baby boom. Like we went years where we looked like, a waiting room, and it was just old and sick, and every mass we had people falling over, and ambulances showing up. It was constant. And now all of a sudden we have this massive influx of children. And I got to tell you, I miss the old people. I got to, they're screaming, they're yelling, they're running around. You didn't get any of that from the old people.
No. Yeah.
The old
Just
people
EMS
cry at a
squads.
much
Yeah.
lower pitch and volume, yeah.
Right, exactly.
They don't have the energy.
Right, exactly.
And I put myself in that group. So,
Well, it's either crying or snoring. Which one do you want? Right?
that's right.
And, the sign of peace, with a 2-year-old with a cold, that's not the way you want to go.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Good news, though, that you got some young people there.
Yeah, no kidding. That is exciting. So Matthew, from
Oh,
your
it is.
from your website, is there anything? I mean, I always love it. I'm always looking at everything. So, like, what pops out at you on this website this week?
Well, I literally just posted this. I was writing this morning,
Yeah.
and because I was reading a bunch of arguments in the comment box. I'd never ever. I'm not even on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But every once in a while, you see a story, you see a link, and you click on it, and then all of a sudden you find yourself on Twitter. And I saw all these arguments about Catholicism, and I was just like, it's such a funny religion in that, we get attacked for everything. It doesn't matter what we. So I made a quick list of what I saw out there. Right? Catholics we're told we're prudes and anti-sex, but then we're also accused of having too many children.
Yeah. You got to put those two things together.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're accused of being patriarchal and anti-woman, yet then we're accused of worshiping Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're accused of being anti-science, but then we're the ones looking to have ultrasounds put in crisis pregnancy centers,
yeah,
and they're the ones against it.
Yeah.
Just explain that one.
Yeah.
We're accused of only believing in something more because it makes us feel better. But our faith instructs us to carry our cross.
Oh,
Yeah.
Please explain that.
Yeah.
And then Catholics are told we're obsessed with sex, but then criticized for having celibate priests.
yeah, right.
Like,
You left one out that to me is one of the bigger ones too. We're accused of being the enemy of science, but most of the great scientists were
Catholic.
Catholics, including
right.
the priest who came up with the Big Bang Theory. Not the show, not the television show, the actual theory.
Yeah.
No, if that were true, that would disgrace all of
Yeah,
us.
right. We would not be bragging about that one.
Really.
And
I think
there would be excommunication.
Yeah, right.
And I think science is the one that just stands out because they're becoming more anti-science. I mean, we can prove that life begins at conception. We can prove that, men can't get pregnant. We can prove all these things, and yet these are things that they fight against. And so it's kind of like, I think science we don't have a problem with science.
Yeah, anytime they accuse us of being anti-women now, we should just say, wait, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, right.
Can you define your terms?
Yeah.
And and then just sit back for the next half hour while they untangle themselves and tangle themselves over what is a woman. Mm-hmm. That is a fascinating thing, though, how much we do embrace reality.
Yeah.
And it's those same accusers that are the ones that literally can't answer their own questions.
Yep.
And, because it is, to be against Catholicism is to choose the dark. That is literally what you're choosing when you choose that. And you have to advance the darkness in order to advance your beliefs. And that's our job, is to spread
the light.
Yeah.
And Matthew, you also have a brilliant article on Creative Minority Report, which we also saw in National Catholic Register, called "The Lions Come," and this is a great read for folks.
Well, hold on a second. To be clear, they're all brilliant. I don't know if you noticed that.
How dare thee? How dare thee?
I've got them all ranked in my head,
That's
Matthew.
Right.
There's a scale.
I mean, some are more brilliant. Okay, I see what you mean now. I was getting a little worried. Yeah, it's funny. I wrote this for them like a month ago, and it just, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then yesterday I was on the site just poking around, and I literally started reading my own words. And I was like, wait a second, I know this story. I must have read it. Then I saw my name. That literally happened. I was like, man, this guy's a heck of a writer, huh? This borders on brilliant, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's using big words and everything.
Everything, yeah.
I do see 3 punctuation mistakes, but I'll talk to you about that later.
Right. That you blame that I'm not an editor. You blame the paper for that.
You're just the brains behind it.
Essentially, that story is about that persecution doesn't weaken the church; it fuels it.
Amen.
And it's our job. Our job is not to win every battle, but it is to stand up for truth, and it is to fight the battle. And however it ends, so many stories in the Bible seem to end very, very poorly for us. But the truth is, God can use. Look at what He did. With Stephen. And that what we do has an impact. Look at Maximilian Kolbe.
Right.
What he did. I mean, that must have just seemed like such a meaningless thing.
Right.
It's just out there in the middle of nowhere in a barbed wire yard, and this happens, and you could just think that's it. That's the end of that story.
Right.
But no, that's the start of the story.
Yeah. We never know the outcome.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Right? Because the soul carries the truth with it, and as long as there are souls out there, they will be looking for the truth.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Reminds you of a guy dying on a cross, on a hill outside the city.
Check out all the articles. They're all brilliant at creativeminorityreport.com. Matthew Archbold, thank you.
Bye, Matt.
God bless.